what about these two sides? Their fortunes this week. It's Atalanta versus Salernitana. Atalanta at minus 375. Scored 4, let in 4. Salernitana at plus 500 last week. Beat Fiorentina. And by the way, they've won 3 of the last 4 and they're at plus 1,000. So straight away we look and see Salernitana to score. It's minus 125 for them to just score, which looks like a shoe-in. Atalanta, you're going to need to get Atalanta to score 3 at minus 105. Salernitana, not to get beat by 2, is at plus 115. Mina, Atalanta, Salernitana.
Yeah, this is an interesting one, and one that I really wanted to find a way through, because what I love about Salernitana is I absolutely love their coach, and you could just see how much their season changed when he came there. It's been a slow momentum building, but they managed that draw against Milan. They were so good against Roma. And then obviously now they've won their last 3 on the bounce. Now Atalanta are also finding their groove again, because they've got Duvan Zapata back. They've got Luis Muriel back to scoring a lot of goals and making a difference. And you can see the fact that they are starting to score goals and starting to somewhat find their rhythm and fluidity again. Now, I still think their defense is awful, even more so when I consider they're playing at home. I feel like Atalanta are better on the road. I'm not sure if the stats are there to actually prove that, but I feel like both teams can score a goal here, and this could be a really entertaining match, because let's be honest, I don't think either side can keep a clean sheet. So when I think that they've conceded at least 2 goals in their last 3 home matches, Atalanta, and that Salernitana have won with a 1-goal margin in their last 3 matches, I'm happy with that kind of scoreline. I think it'll be a really fun game to watch and an open defense. But if you are a defender, then look away, because it won't be pretty.
Yeah, and this is one of them situations, Matty, where we got both teams to score an over at plus 125, which gives us the 3 goals. Under or over 3 goals, you've got minus 125 for the over, which would be a push with just a straight 2-1. So you could actually have a plus 125 winner that would be a push if you just went with goals, or under 3 at plus 105, which is still not as good as the both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. So, Matty, it looks like just goals. Don't really go with a winner, huh?
Yeah, so there's I see 3 ways to play this. I guess really 4. I think this is a really interesting game, right? Because you have the over 2.5 graded out really high, obviously. Both teams to scores graded out at 62% also. But Atalanta at home averaging 3.35 goals. Salernitana averaging exactly 3. So to me, you really have 4 options. You kind of have to weigh them out here, right? Your first option is you can just straight up take Salernitana to score at minus 125, right? Don't complicate it. If they score the first goal of the game, you don't have to wait for Atalanta to score. You win, right? Or you could save 10 cents and you could take both teams to score at minus 115, which is graded at 68%, right? That's really high. So you could do that. Or what you could do is you take the over 3 and play it a little bit safer, right? Because I think there's a pretty good chance Atalanta could win this game 3-0, right? And so to me, the over 3 probably is the safest way to go, but it has the least amount of value on it. The most value that I see on this game is both teams to score an over 2.5. And honestly, it's hit in 7 out of 10 games at home for Atalanta. Both teams to score have hit in 9 of those 10 games actually as well. So I think both teams to score an over 2.5. It's plus 125. I think that's probably the best value on this game, but really those are the only 4 ways I could see anybody playing this game. Or plus 1.5, I guess, was the 4th one.
Can I go
something
on,
riding?
Nina?
Sorry, I was going to say both of them have something riding on this. Salernitana need to pick up as many wins as possible, or to keep momentum anyway, because they're fighting for their lives at the moment. They're at the bottom of the table and they want to make sure that they can escape, and they are managing to claw themselves out of this situation. Whereas Atalanta want to make Europe, want to at least either play in the Europa League or something, and so they need to collect points there. So obviously, I do think Atalanta's a much better team and they're finding their groove. But yeah.
Plus 125 is like it's got to be up there in the top 2 or 3 bets in the whole Serie A card this weekend. You're getting 50 cents more. You over 3 goals at minus 125, but both teams to score an over at plus 125. Surely, I mean, it's got to be up there.
I think Salernitana plus 2. I just pulled it up. It's minus 150. I think that's a good parlay piece. I mean, they've won 3 straight games. I didn't want to bet on Atalanta versus Torino yesterday because Atalanta's been in such bad form. Even that game two games ago when they killed Venezia 3-1, I didn't want to bet on that game either because at the end of the day, Atalanta has straight up not been playing very well. I don't think they should be plus 1.5 and minus 130. I definitely think there's some value on Salernitana, whether you take goals or whether you take the spread in this game.
Yeah, just take them to score 1 at minus 125. I mean, we've been talking about minus 140 is a decent price. And then in other games, and yet Salernitana are minus 125. There looks to be value right across this, and you could probably have 2 or 3 and hit them all. Let's have a little look at the official pick and get ready for the Q&A. And then we'll come back with the best bet. So it's both teams score and over 2.5. There's a shock that we've been milking that at plus 125 now.